If this is natural, how do you explain it? Some ancient works shouldn't even exist. And in the end, I'll show the one that fooled archaeologists the most. Who planned this without machines? Stay until the end. The last one might change your mind. Imagine you're walking in the middle of a city with pyramids as tall as a 20-story building stretching as far as the eye can see. Everything feels grand, even though it was built 2,000 years ago. This is Teotihuacan, an enormous ancient city in Mexico, which today has become one of the most enigmatic constructions. The city covers a vast area of over 20 square kilometers, with many pyramids scattered throughout, especially the Pyramid of the Sun, which is 65 meters high and one of the largest in the world. But that's not the strangest part. Although it has a complex structure and advanced engineering, with stonework so detailed it seems impossible to have been done by hand, there is no evidence of who built this city or for what purpose. Some theories suggest it was a center for religious rituals, or perhaps the capital of an unknown empire. There is no clear conclusion. It was suddenly abandoned for almost 1,000 years before being rediscovered by the Aztecs, who emerged hundreds of years later. The Aztecs even considered this a sacred place, and the more they excavate, the deeper the mystery gets. In the heart of the Indonesian mountains, explorers recently announced a discovery that left even the most experienced archaeologists speechless. The find was named the Fortress of the Three Guardians, a gigantic structure carved directly into the stone, covered in moss and vegetation, yet still preserving details that seem impossible for the time in which it is believed to have been built. The formation is striking from afar. 3 colossal figures carved into the mountain, each with different features. The 2 on the sides resemble fierce animals, their open mouths appearing like gateways. At the center, a large stone eye, inlaid with glowing symbols, gives the impression of being alive, watching all who approach. This eye, called by scholars the Eye of Ananta, seems to radiate a strange, almost magnetic energy, reportedly felt by those who have ventured near the structure. According to local accounts, the region's ancient inhabitants always told stories about beings that guarded the valley and about endless corridors inside the mountain, where sounds never echoed the same way twice. Many believe that these guardians were tasked with protecting a lost knowledge, something that should never fall into the wrong hands. Thus, the Fortress of the Three Guardians is not just an archaeological discovery, but also a mystery that stirs the imagination of all who dare to gaze into its eternal eyes. If someone told you that an entire mountain was carved to become a magnificent temple without the use of concrete, machines, or even electricity, would you believe it? Although it may seem unreal, this place truly exists in India. This is the Kailasa Temple, a mysterious construction in the city of Ellora, which intrigues archaeologists and historians from all over the world. This is because it was not built, but rather carved from the top of a stone mountain. The ancient people used the technique of extracting the rock from top to bottom, layer by layer and with details, until it became a perfect temple. All the sculptures of the deities were made from the same original rock, with no assembled parts, no concrete, no steel structures. Everything is 100% stone. The temple is about 30 meters high, the equivalent of a 10-story building, with a total area of over 2,800 square meters. Archaeologists estimate that more than 400,000 tons of stone were removed. And did you know that currently there is no clear evidence of who the true architect was and how long it took to be built? It's a mystery worth exploring. If someone told you that, in the middle of the humid jungle of Sri Lanka, there is a palace built on top of a cliff, and on top of that, there's a swimming pool on the mountaintop, would you believe it? As absurd as it sounds, this place really exists. Sigiriya, or Lion Rock, as the locals call it, is one of the most beautiful, grand, and mysterious constructions in Asia. It's a rock volcano that rises from the forest floor more than 200 meters, and someone in the past decided to build a palace on top of this mountain. Yes, it wasn't just a house, but an entire palace with defense systems. This raises the question, How did people build this 1,500 years ago without machines, cranes, or drones? It is said that Sigiriya was built by King Kasyapa, a king who ascended the throne in a not-so-popular way. There are rumors that he overthrew his own father to usurp the throne and was afraid his brother would come back for revenge. So he built the palace on the mountain, hoping it would be an impregnable fort. But the question still remains, why invest so much in a refuge? It's a question that remains unanswered to this day. In a vast, desolate field in northern Scotland, in the middle of cold, strong winds that blow almost all year round, a group of ancient stones stands tall, as if watching something. The Callanish stones are a group of 13 giant stones, arranged in a circle in the middle of a field on the Isle of Lewis in the Hebrides, Scotland. Some of them are up to 5 meters high and are precisely aligned. The most important thing is that their position aligns perfectly with the sunrise and sunset on the summer and winter solstice. Some align with the moon's orbit. In the prehistoric era, ordinary people could not have made these measurements with such precision. Archaeologists believe these stones were erected around 3000 to 2900 BC, which means they are older than the pyramids of Giza. This makes scholars believe that the Callanish stones may have been an ancient astronomical observatory, or, in a bolder theory, an energy portal between Earth and the sky, used by humanity to communicate with the universe. All of these are just theories, as there are no inscriptions that explain their purpose, only the structure that leaves us baffled. While great cities competed to build taller and taller buildings, someone in the past chose to excavate an entire city underground. Derinkuyu is a gigantic underground city in Cappadocia, Turkey, hand-carved into volcanic rock thousands of years ago. The most surprising thing is that it has a complete structure, with rooms, kitchens, stables, dozens of interconnected air shafts, and a water well deep enough to serve the entire city without having to go to the surface. The city was so big it could shelter up to 20,000 people, with livestock and supplies for at least 1 to 2 months, meaning they could live underground without having to leave. There are several theories as to why the city was built. Some say it was for defense reasons, perhaps during a war, a flight, or to protect themselves from the invasion of foreign empires or tribes that were cruel in the past, such as the Romans, Persians, or Mongols in later eras. But the problem is that there is no clear evidence of who started excavating Derinkuyu. Some say it was started by the Hittites more than 3,500 years ago, while others say it may be even older, from the prehistoric era. But what is certain is that the people of that time did not have machines or electricity to make construction easier as we do today. In the desert that looks dry and desolate in northern New Mexico, USA, lies Chaco Canyon, a mysterious archaeological site where no one can say for sure what it was built for and who is behind this advanced civilization. The ancient city you see here was precisely planned according to the directions of the stars. There are hundreds of stone buildings built with rocks stacked in a detailed and precise way, which seem to be beyond the capacity of people of that era. Many buildings face the sunrise on the summer solstice, and some points align with the moon's orbit, which has a cycle of 18.6 years. How did they know this back then? And what's even more shocking to scientists is that this city has no water sources, forests, or natural resources to sustain a large population. But it was once a huge center with a rainwater harvesting system, paths inside the buildings, and murals. The closest answer to the question who owns this city is the Pueblo people, known as the Anasazi. But the mystery is that they never left records, never had a writing system, and there is no evidence of who led them. When the city reached its peak, it simply disappeared from history. Imagine you're digging a well in your backyard and you suddenly find a huge stone hole that looks like an ancient underground city. That's right, this strange discovery really happened in a small village in the Xianping district, China. This is the Shanping Cave Complex, a group of mysterious and huge caves, hand-carved into solid rock, becoming large halls over 30 meters deep. All the caves were excavated symmetrically. What's even more surprising is that this gigantic construction, which would have required the work of hundreds of thousands of people, has no records in Chinese history, and no one knew of its existence until 1992, when a villager was digging a well and accidentally found an opening in the ground, which became one of the greatest ancient mysteries of modern China. To this day, no one knows who built them or why they were created. Some scholars suggest they might have been ancient shelters. Others believe they could have been secret temples, and there are even theories linking them to lost civilizations with forgotten knowledge of engineering. What is certain is that the Xianping Caves remain one of the most puzzling archaeological enigmas in the world, leaving us with more questions than answers about the true history hidden beneath our feet. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are many more mysteries coming your way.